Well, g'day and welcome to Mr. Watson's Math. Today we're looking in the Oxford Math book, Year 5, Unit 2, Topic 2. It's about adding and subtracting fractions. Let's have a little read up here. Working fractions is like working with numbers when you first started school. A fraction such as 3/4 tells you the name of the fraction, so the denominator and the number of the parts you have, the numerator. How many apples do we have there? We've got 3 apples. Yep, okay, so we can count that. And they're just showing you that a fraction is the same. The numerator, 3, is the number. There's how many? 3 parts. So you can see there's 3 parts to that fraction. The denominator, there's 4. What are they called? Quarters. And so we can say 3/4 or 3 out of 4. You can add fractions with the same denominator, just as you do with ordinary objects. 1 apple plus 2 apples is 3 apples. So when we look at this one here, because they've got the same denominator, they're all fourths, all quarters, we can add those simply. 1/4 plus 2/4 is 3/4. So we're going to practice a few down here. Let's get our pen going. All right, we've got 1/4 plus 1/4 equals 2/4. That's pretty simple. So it's 2/4. Same with the rest of those ones there. 2/5 plus 2/5, because they are both fifths, we're allowed to add them up simply. There's no special requirements for those. So we've got 2/5 plus 2/5 gives us 4/5. All right. Taking away is the same thing, because you can see in the diagram there we're just taking one of them away. Because they're both quarters, we're allowed to do whatever we want with them. You can keep them the same. Writing the number sentence, so you've got to write that sort of number sentence here and do that for all of these ones. Use 2 colours to shade each diagram to match the number sentence. So they've got 2/4 done in grey here, and then they've got 1/4 done in yellow here, and that shows that the total is 3/4. So you've got to use 2 colours when you're showing those ones there. Use the diagrams to help you complete the subtraction sentence. So you've got these bits here to help you with 9/10, take away 3/10. So you can do the certain colours and then take away 3 of those and see what you end up with. All right, moving on to the next page here. Let's go. If the total comes to more than one whole, you use an improper fraction. So 5 out of 4. Let me just get my pen going again here. You can see that 5 out of 4 doesn't work. It's too big. So we've got that one whole, 5/5, I should say, brings it over to one more. It sounds pretty confusing, but the diagrams really, really help. So we've got 3/4 plus 2/4. And you can see that 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 is going to bring us to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/4, which is not right. We can't do 5/4 because there's only 4 of them. So we're bringing it up to one whole pizza. I always talk about pizzas when we're doing fractions, and 1/4. So that makes it 1 1/4. So we'll do a couple little practice ones here. This one's 5/8 and 4/8. So if I do 5 plus 4, that gives us 9/8. So I've got 8 of them here and then one more. So it's going to give me 1 whole, which it's done there, and then another 1/8. Using the number line to help you add and subtract. So you can see that it's jumped over that 1 full quarter. So it's 4/4, and it's gone to the next one. So we've got 2/4, 2/4, 3/4 plus another 2/4. It's going to give us 5/4 or 5/4. And it's gone over that 1 whole, so it's 1 and then 1/4. So use the number lines to help you. Again, they're showing you how to use the number line, so use the number line there just like we did in that last question. It is possible to add different fractions such as halves and quarters, but first you need to change them to the same type of fraction. So this is a nice big diagram here showing you comparative fractions, which really, really helps out. For example, a half plus 1/4. On the fraction wall, you can see that 2/4 is the same as 1/2. So 1/2, so there's a whole all the way across there. 1/2 is the same as 2/4. See how those blue bits are the same length? Yeah? So we've got here 1/4 plus 1/2 is 1/4, plus 2/4 gives us 3/4. So you can actually do when the numbers are different down the bottom there. Use the fraction wall and the diagrams to help you complete these addition problems. So be careful, it's 1/6 plus 1/2. But using these diagrams, you can see what it's going to look like, and it'll give you a bit of a clue as we go along there. And last one, use the fraction wall and diagrams on number lines to help you solve these problems. So they're not giving you any of the diagrams like question 1, you've got to work them out yourself there. So I hope this has helped.